The goal of educational onboarding emails is to get people to action quickly. Now, you don't want people to view an educational series and then have to work out where to go to get the help. Well, today I am taking a look at Dubsado's email with SaaS and e-commerce email expert Sama Owais. Are you ready? Let's go! Hey Sama, how's it going?
Hey, going pretty well. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Really great to have you. So, today we're going to look at an email from Dubsado. I'm going to share my screen. Dubsado, by the way, was really new to me. I just had to look them up actually to see 100% what they do. Are you is it should I know about them?
Yeah, so they're a CRM basically, but they do so much more, right? There's project management, there's client portals, there is a little bit of accounting, invoicing, packages, proposals, quite a lot, right? And I was a customer of theirs for about 2 years until I got frustrated and just gave up, even though I was grandfathered into one of their very early rates, which was like not. But yeah, it was too much for me, and even at like $19 a month, it felt like a waste of money. So I just kind of gave them up.
Wow.
So this email is particularly interesting to me because this email addresses the very reason that I kind of, stopped using Dipsado.
Wow.
So because it is such a versatile and robust piece of software, it's very hard to wrap your head around, right? When you explain what Dubsado does to somebody, when they do demos, it's just so amazing, right? Everything under one roof, like your entire business handled and managed and automated from just this one piece of software. And that's great, right? That's the dream.
Yeah.
But the trouble starts when you sign up and you start setting it up. And from there, it's like a confusing mess. You are trying to set up a custom proposal, but then you don't have the package set up for it. So then you have to go to a new window, set up that package, refresh the proposal page. So it gets really confusing really fast, and all the automation is just, I don't have a head for it. I even hired somebody, paid them big money to set it up for me, and it still didn't work out. I think that was like the last straw for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Dubsado Basics is a series that they've introduced to deal with this specific problem, because I'm guessing that I'm not the only one who is, quit in frustration. Their Facebook group is like a very supportive community. I cannot fault them for it, but that's like the number one complaint there. So this is a series of videos, tutorials that will walk people through when they're setting up their account for the first time, right? And I'm they're very good with their help documents. They're very good with their tutorials. Every time I would contact their support, they would be like, "Oh, we have like a very detailed tutorial for this. Here you go." And it would be super helpful, written in a really nice way, because help docs are notorious for like being badly written, but this one was great. Theirs are great, but still like something was missing. And so I feel like I haven't like gone in because I'm no longer using it. I'm not interested in clicking over and seeing what they've done, but they've either reorganized this and turned it into a series or recorded new ones. But this is a really good first step for them. So, and like, I'm really interested to see what their onboarding emails look like now. But they're as great as an initiative as this is. This email is also, a little problematic from the conversion point of view.
Okay. Do you want to? I'm just going to scroll through this so everyone
Yeah.
can get a little overview of what is
Yeah.
in this email. I looked at this and I wasn't sure what this email was for. I wasn't 100% whether it was even one or maybe several emails.
Exactly.
Um, and just maybe the format and it got lost in the screenshot somehow. Do you want to talk me through it?
Yeah, okay. So the first image is their header image, which shouldn't be that long.
Yeah,
That's like I'm on a 27-inch screen right now, and it's overtaking more than half of it.
unbelievable.
But most of their emails have images this size, so I'm guessing it works for them. I mean, considering everything else, I let this one slide. The copy, like let's just start with the formatting first. The font size is too small. Like it needs to be a lot bigger for better readability. I am in my 30s and I have perfect eyesight, but I'm still having trouble reading this.
Mm,
So, just A, increase the font, and B, because this is an introduction to a series and
Yeah.
you are sending it to your users, all of these 5 points should have been hyperlinked. Because what do we want in an email like this? We want engagement, right? And an engagement is people clicking over.
Right.
You don't want people to view the series and then go through it and then figure out what they need help with. If you are highlighting 3 to 5 points, link it out so that if they are facing that problem, then they will immediately click through and get the answers they need. Right? And then I'm okay with the Dubsado basics image at the bottom and the view screen thing, right? But the last bit, the bit below that, is the one that should have been like a separate email all together. And I'm going to take a second to read this and find out whether they want the survey about the series or the survey about their own users, because then it's in both scenarios, it's a different situation.
Yeah, it's true. I think that is a huge piece of copy to put into an email as well, where they're asking for something.
Yeah. So this is a general survey for Dubsado users and non-Dubsado users, right? It has no place in this email. I am sorry, Becca, the co-founder of Dubsado. I love what you've done with your company, but this email is it's a separate email altogether. And again, formatting, font size, all of those things. But if there are two ways, right? If you want a survey from users and non-users, send it out as a separate email, because this is a big ask. You cannot give them don't give them free content and then slide this under and just expect people to do it. No, they're either going to be too busy going through that series, or B, just be turned off. So, I honestly would be very interested to see how many responses they got to this.
Yeah.
And compare it to how many people they sent it to. Anyway, secondly, if, at first I thought this was like a request for, feedback on the series that they had launched. And even then, this email is not the place for it, because you should set it up in a way that the email would go out after somebody clicks through to the series to check it out. Right? And then automate it so that everybody who clicks get that email. Anybody who doesn't click does not get the email. Anybody who does not click can get resent this email with a new subject line 24 hours later. And then, same process starts again. But yeah, so there's a lot going on in this email, and there's also a lot not going on in this email. But yeah, so I'm really happy to see that they've taken the initiative to create a series for basics, Dubsado basics. But other than that, this email could have been just, a lot better.
Isn't that really interesting, actually? I'm just thinking about this imagery here. So this imagery doesn't really say anything other than, here's some people.
Yeah.
But what I think might work, and I'd love to know if this would work, is I don't know if you're familiar with Wistia, but Wistia have made kind of series for demonstrating their product and the kinds of things that you can do. They call it brand affinity, creating like Netflix style content for business. And I would love to have seen maybe Dubsado maybe creating, kind of like DVD covers, you used to get, or like on the Netflix thing, for each one of their specific problems. So, how to get a picture of your business, and replacing this big image with some kind of more instructive stuff.
Yeah, there's another interesting thing. Dubsado is big about using photos of their employees, right? Okay. So I wouldn't be surprised if these 3 people were their employees. They have office-wide photo shoots twice a year. I don't know how they're doing it in the pandemic, but they're a fun bunch. And if you'll use them, if you follow them in their Facebook community, on their blog, whatever content marketing they're doing, I would probably be familiar with these people if they are their employees. But because I'm not using it anymore, I haven't the foggiest.
Yeah.
But yeah, even if they are their employees, there's no reason for them to be, cut them off at the waist if you just absolutely have to show them.
Wow, what a point. Cut them off at the waist, guys. All right. Look, is there anything else you want to say about this email?
No, I think that's it. I've just kind of dragged poor Dubsado's emails a lot, and it's okay.
You know what? I think it's always constructive. No one really wants to kind of hammer anyone else's company or their work, but being able to sort of say, hey, here's what we would change is really meaningful.
Yeah, and I don't feel bad about doing it, because for 2 years I paid them money and I didn't use their software.
Now you got your money's worth.
Totally fine with tearing their emails apart.
All right. Nice one. Okay. Well, thanks for that. We'll see you next time.
All right, bye.
Bye.